This is a calm Italian bedtime story. Let your eyes close and simply listen. The evening arrives in Lucca the way a room becomes quiet when the door closes gently behind you. Not suddenly, not with weight, just with a soft change in the air. The last light of the day fades from the rooftops, and the city begins to glow in smaller, warmer ways. Lanterns wake along the streets, windows turn to honey-colored rectangles, and the stone beneath your feet holds the calm memory of the sun. You find yourself near one of the entrances to the ancient walls. The ramp rises in front of you, wide and welcoming, like a path designed for slow thoughts. You take a breath and begin to climb. Your steps are quiet. The air is mild, with a touch of coolness that feels clean and steady. Somewhere nearby, you smell trees and old stone, and a faint trace of dinner drifting from a hidden kitchen. As you reach the top of the walls, the city opens softly around you. Lucca is not loud at night. It does not call for attention. It simply becomes gentle. The walkway stretches ahead, wide enough for a peaceful stroll, lined with trees that stand like patient guardians. Their leaves move slightly, not from strong wind, but from a light breeze that seems to be passing through on purpose, only to keep the night from becoming too still. You walk forward. On one side, you can see the rooftops of Lucca, layered and warm, with small chimneys and dark windows. On the other side, beyond the walls, there are quiet streets, dim gardens, and the first hints of countryside that begins just outside the city's embrace. Your pace slows naturally. The stones underfoot are smooth, but not perfect. They have tiny marks and variations, small signatures left behind by time. Each step feels steady, as if the city is guiding you. As you continue, the trees along the wall create soft shapes of shadow and light. Lanterns placed at a distance glow gently, forming warm pools that you enter and then leave again and again. Light, shadow, light. It becomes a calm rhythm for your eyes. You pass a bench that faces the rooftops. It is empty. It looks like it has been waiting for you, but it asks nothing. You keep walking. Down below, you notice a narrow street that curves between buildings. The buildings are pale, warm-toned, calm, and modest. Some have shutters closed tight. Some have shutters just barely open, as if the night air was invited in. A small bicycle rests against a wall. A door has a wreath hanging on it, dark green and simple. Everything looks cared for, even in silence. You reach a section of the walls where the trees are slightly thicker and the lanterns are dimmer. Here, the air feels cooler. The leaves above you gather the sound of the world and soften it. Your thoughts begin to do the same. They stop being sharp. They stop trying to solve things. They simply become slower, like a hand opening after holding something too tightly. Ahead, you notice an opening where the view widens. You stop and look out. Beyond the walls, the countryside rests under a deep blue sky. The horizon is quiet. The distance feels peaceful rather than far. You breathe again, in and out. Then you continue walking, letting the walls carry you forward. After a while, you find a staircase that leads down into the city. You take it slowly, one step at a time. The sound changes as you descend. The walls above you hold the breeze, but below, the streets carry a different kind of quiet. A quieter quiet, closer to homes and closed shops and sleeping rooms. At the bottom, you step into a narrow street with warm stone beneath your feet. A lantern hangs from a building corner, casting a gentle glow that spreads across the pavement like softened gold. You walk past a small storefront with its shutters closed. A sign above it is painted in faded letters. It looks old, in a comforting way, like something that has always been there. A few steps later, you pass another doorway where a tiny light is still on inside. You cannot see much, only the outline of a table and a plant near a window. This city feels lived in, even in sleep. You turn at a corner and find yourself moving toward a wider space. Piazza dell'Anfiteatro. Even at night, you can feel its shape before you fully see it. The street curves, the buildings bend around you, and suddenly the piazza opens. It is not a large square, but it feels special. The buildings form a gentle ring, and the ground inside is calm and open. There are a few tables and chairs arranged neatly near the edges, most of them empty. A lantern glows under an arch. The light is warm, and it makes the stone feel softer. You walk into the center and stop. You look up. The windows around the piazza are mostly dark, but a few glow faintly, like quiet eyes that are still awake. The buildings are painted in warm shades: cream, pale yellow, soft orange. Everything feels rounded and enclosed, like a protected place designed for slow breathing. You stand there for a moment, letting the quiet settle on you. Then you begin to walk again, leaving the piazza as gently as you entered it. The streets beyond are narrow and calm. The buildings are close, and the light is low and warm. You pass by a small cafe, closed for the night. Its chairs are stacked neatly. A menu board stands outside, dark now, waiting for morning. You imagine the sound of voices from earlier, the clink of cups, the smell of coffee. But tonight, those things are resting, and you are allowed to rest too. You continue until you see a tower rising above the rooftops, Torre Gunigi. Even in darkness, you can sense its height. It stands quietly, and on its top, the trees are not visible from here, but you remember they are there, a garden in the sky. That thought alone is soothing, a city that keeps trees on a tower. A city that thinks of calm, even in its architecture. You walk beneath the tower's shadow and feel the air become cooler for a moment. The stones here hold more shade. The street becomes slightly quieter, as if the tower absorbs sound. You slow down again without trying. As you move on, you notice small details that feel surprisingly alive in the night. A flower pot on a windowsill, a doormat slightly crooked, a small iron ring on an old wooden door, a carved stone corner worn smooth from decades of touch. These are the kinds of details that make a place feel safe. Nothing here is sharp or rushed. Nothing here feels temporary. You turn down another street and notice a tiny courtyard through a gate. Inside, there is a tree and a single lamp, and the shadows are gentle. You stop at the gate for a moment and look in. The air inside the courtyard is still. It feels like a pocket of peace. Then you continue. The city draws you forward until, without realizing it, you find yourself near another ramp that leads back up onto the walls. You take it. Climbing again feels easier now. Your body has found its rhythm. Your breathing is slower. Your shoulders feel lighter. At the top, the trees welcome you again, and the breeze returns softly, brushing the leaves, shifting the air, keeping everything fresh. You walk along the wall in the opposite direction now. From here, the rooftops look different. The lights are fewer. The city is deeper into sleep. Farther away, you can see a church dome, faint and calm. The sky behind it is deep blue, almost velvet. You walk. Your footsteps are steady and quiet. You pass another bench. This one faces outward, toward the countryside. You sit for a moment. The stone beneath you is cool. The bench is solid and still. It holds your weight without complaint. You look outward and let your eyes soften. The night does not demand focus. It allows your vision to blur slightly, to stop naming things, to stop analyzing. The world becomes shapes and gentle light. You breathe, in and out. Your thoughts drift, not in circles, but in a slow line that leads away from effort. After a while, you stand again and continue your walk, because the walls feel like a gentle path that can carry you as long as you need. The lanterns ahead are spaced apart. Each one glows like a small, warm promise, guiding you through the darkness without ever making it harsh. You reach a point where the trees thin and the view opens to the city below. You stop. Lucca looks small and calm from here, as if it has folded itself into quietness. You feel something inside you settle. The kind of settling that happens when you realize there is nothing you need to chase tonight. No rush, no pressure, no noise. Just the slow comfort of a city that knows how to rest. You turn and begin walking back toward the place where you started. following the gentle curve of the walls. The path feels familiar now. Light, shadow, light. The rhythm continues, calm and steady. By the time you reach the ramp down again, your body feels heavier in a pleasant way. Not tired like after stress, but heavy like after warmth, like after a long exhale. You descend slowly. Back on the street, the city feels even quieter. Most windows are dark. The lanterns remain, holding the streets in warm, gentle lines. You walk to a doorway that feels like the end of your night. Inside, the air is warmer and still. You close the door softly behind you. The outside world becomes distant, not because it disappears, but because it no longer asks anything from you. You settle into a comfortable place. Your shoulders sink. Your hands rest easily. Your jaw relaxes. Your breathing continues, calm and slow. Outside, Lucca sleeps under its ancient walls. The trees on the walkway barely move. The lanterns glow quietly. The city stays protected inside its circle of stone. And inside, you let that protection become yours. Your thoughts become slower, then quieter, then softer still. Tonight, you are safe. Tonight, you are held by stillness. Tonight, sleep can come gently, without effort, and you can let it. More Italian bedtime stories coming very soon. If you enjoyed this moment of calm, subscribe and like the video for more gentle storytelling.